Checking in on our little chicks after they graduated yesterday. The dogs are loving it because, of course, they drop food down below and the dogs pick it up for whatever reason. Don't know why chick food would be exciting, but it is. Now you can see they have pooped everywhere, right? I'm going to do not a full cleaning on camera, of course, but just to give you an idea of how simple it is with this flooring. Just a paint scraper and a little elbow grease. And all that poop comes right off. Takes me a few minutes to make a nice little pile. I put that in a bucket and then I throw it away. So that is how we clean them up. The staining, of course, doesn't go away, but I don't care about the staining. It's just making sure all the poop goes away. They're getting used to being outdoors. Look at the little heads peeping through. They're like, is it safe? I don't think it's safe yet. There's this whole paint scraper thing happening, and they're getting used to that. Their light is off. They don't need it. I had it on overnight last night. Well, yesterday, I guess if you watch the video, yesterday they moved out in the morning, and I turned the heat lamp on. By the time I came down a few hours later to do Ladybug's afternoon feed, it was way too hot for them to have a heat lamp on. The ambient temperature was more than enough for them to have the warmth they needed. But I did turn it on again last night, and I did that on purpose because I wasn't sure if they'd be comfortable overnight outside their first time. They have plenty of room to get away from the heat if it was too hot, but it also, I wanted them to have the comfort just in case they were scared, right? I mean, it's their first time outside with noises and stuff. I came down early this morning and already had to turn the heat lamp off. One, the humidity is ridiculous. Two, it's already almost 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's going to continue to climb up past 90 degrees Fahrenheit today. They don't need that temperature to be on any higher than that. And they're perfectly fine. They're not distressed. A cold chick is one that's peeping. You know it. They sound upset. They sound distressed. These guys are not distressed. They're just peeping. They're a little scared right now, but they're not distressed. A lot of them have reached their awkward stage. But a lot of them have also gotten their feathers in. Oh, see, that's an angry call. But they've got their full wing feathers in already. Look how pretty. And they're flying. Look, you're flying. You're fine. So that's an angry call, not a distressed call, but yes, he was mad. So no heat lamp. I might turn it on again tonight, just because we're supposed to get some rain overnight, and that's going to change the temperature dramatically. And they're not quite acclimated to that yet. But it's going to go right back off tomorrow morning because we're going to go right back up. Bailey? Bailey? Yeah? Are those your friends up there? Don't bark at them, you silly dog. Those are your friends. Yes, they are. So... it'll go right back off tomorrow morning because we're going to be in this same ridiculous temperature. This little guy up front is our little surprise chick. He's a week younger than everybody else, other than the duckling, but clearly has no problem being a part of the flock. So that's the update there. The tack room, oh my gosh. I walked in this morning. Yesterday I walked in and it was a freaking furnace. It was so hot in there. I walked in this morning and it was back to being a nice, cool, not cold by any means because, it's not air conditioned, but it's insulated. So once all that heat lamp was, energy was gone, it felt so much nicer in there. And there's a significant temperature change. And that's actually important. I never really mention any of this, but most of the medication I keep on hand for the goats, the donkeys, for everybody, is in the tack room. I have a fridge in the tack room for those things that need refrigerated. For those things that are ambient temperature, they're on shelves in the tack room. But ambient temperature doesn't mean 90 plus degrees. Ambient temperature is, controlled room temperature is what we would call it. And that's, you know, somewhere between, like, let's call it 60 and 80 degrees. These are all in Fahrenheit, by the way. So if you're going to do that and you have a heat lamp in there that's bringing it up to 90 plus degrees, you're going to end up impacting the efficacy of your medications potentially. And, you know, we certainly don't want to do that, right? So that was another impetus for moving things out quickly. Now I have potentially ducks hatching this afternoon, well, not this afternoon, tomorrow morning should be. I don't know if they're going to hatch. I talked about this on a previous video. I think this clutch failed miserably. So I may not have any coming out, but if I do, they'll go in the tack room, of course, with a heat lamp, of course, because they'll have just come out of the egg, out of the incubator, and we'll need that, but it will get turned off pretty quickly, even in the tack room, because we can't have the tack room getting up to 90, 95. And if, you know, they're not, ducklings grow really fast. So by 2 or 3 days, they're ready to be out here. I mean, look at this guy, right? Look how big he is in comparison to the chicks. He doesn't have any feathers yet. And yes, I'm calling it a he. I have no idea. Could be a she, could be anything. But he's already bigger from a body mass perspective than the chicks. So he's more than capable at, you know, less than a week old of being out here without heat, because he's got his friends to snuggle with, number one, but number two, he's also just got more body mass. So the ducklings grow up a bit faster and can move out a bit faster. So if I do have to put ducklings in the tack room, it won't be more than a couple of days, and they probably won't have heat lamp for more than the overnights, just because it really is that warm. Standing here, I'm sweating. And I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing any work. I'm just standing. And there's a breeze. And, you know, the breeze feels fabulous, but it's still that hot, that sticky. But anyway, that's the update. I'm going to get the rest of their enclosure clean and then move on to whatever else is next. I don't even know. I think I have stalls to clean. It's one of those days where I don't even want to move, but I'm going to have to. And we're just going to get hot, sweaty, and gross, and we're going to like it. So until next time, there's work to be done. Bye for now.